What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. So listen, this is the Real Housewives of Dallas, season 5, episode 15. So we are almost at the end. I think next week is the season finale. We are almost here. The reunion has been filmed, honey. We are ready to get it moving. So look, Brandy is down at South Fork. Now, this is going to tell me who my subscribers are if you know what South Fork is. Okay, now I did not know that South Fork was a whole tourist attraction down to the Dallas. Now that is making me want to go. I would love to go to South Fork. I remember Dallas. I remember the whole Who Shot JR. I remember it being bumper stickers. It was a whole contest where everybody trying to figure out who shot JR. I remember watching the reruns of Dallas down to the soap opera. What was it? Soap Opera Network or Soap Opera whatever. Like a few years ago on cable, they show all the old shows. Anyway, I say all that to say, Brandy is down at South Fork planning a girls' retreat, right? She said she was there as a Dallas cheerleader. That was like their final initiation situation, and they would have a good time. Now, they have the different rooms. They actually have a room staged, like the room where JR got shot. They have bedrooms from the different characters, and they're all decorated and everything. And it's sort of like a bed and breakfast, right? Because you can actually stay in the room. Now, first of all, shouts out to the Real Housewives of Dallas for having the whole throwback Dallas entrance. Like the whole opening sequence was like the flashback of how Dallas used to come on. It was actually cool. And so they're planning this trip, and it's going to also sort of be a murder mystery thing going on. Now, while Brandy is planning this, we got a couple of things happening down to the Dallas. First of all, we have Deandra went to go visit her shaman. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you I'm over it and I don't care. I don't. They had a whole ritual. I just don't. I don't care. But she's getting ready because she has this meeting with her stepmother. So she's getting some spiritual guidance to get ready to get her mind, body, and soul right for this meeting with her stepmother. Now, here's what I thought was funny. She ended up calling Mama D for a little bit of prayer before the meeting. Mama D started off giving this woman prayer and ended up basically telling her, go in there, kick butt, take names, and cuss her out on the way. Like, it was hilarious. As I was like, it started off, Lord, please make sure, da da da. And by the way, the woman is ugly. And I was like, what? How did we get here? Like, Mama D went straight from Lord, please, to that woman knew she was ugly and she did you wrong and she treated you bad, Deandra, your whole life, Deandra. I was like, what? And by the time she got done, she done riled Deandra up and had Deandra all ready to go in there, guns a-blazing. Now, here's where I love Jeremy. Okay? Here's where I love Jeremy. Jeremy was the MVP. Look, Jeremy and Deandra was the MVP of this episode. But Jeremy was the MVP because as soon as Deandra got off the phone with Mama D, Jeremy said, don't do nothing she just said. He said, I disagree with everything your mother just said. And he had to sit her down and say, listen, you have to remember what your goal is. What is your goal in this? Is your goal in this to come out of this and try to mend a relationship, or is your goal to be right? Because at the end of the day, that's a battle you're never going to win. Everybody has their own version of their own memories of what did or did not happen. And at this point, is that even what your goal is? Is your goal to just walk away saying, see, I knew all along she treated me bad when I was a kid? You 50 years old. You need to win that battle. So she ends up meeting up with her stepmother. Now, her stepmother doesn't want to be filmed, so they take the cameras and the mics and everything off. And that damn Jeremy sat in that car for 2.5 hours waiting for Deandra. Now, here's what I can appreciate that. See, that's what a good husband does. He's there, to be there for you. He waited patiently, flipped through the phone, played with the lights. He waited for her. And when she got in the car, she basically said, She told her that her brother was not interested in a relationship, which she didn't necessarily believe. She said that um, she didn't remember the whole thing with the wheel going down the way it went down. She said that there was a lot of hard feelings that came about because Deandra didn't mourn with them, and Deandra acknowledged that she could have handled that better, that she didn't handle that the best way, and in hindsight, she could have done better, but that she was just so turned off that the first thing I heard stepmother's mouth was about a will. Stepmother said that didn't happen, and Jeremy was like, okay, and your response to that? She said, well, my response to that was I didn't say anything because that's her version of the truth, and I'm not here to argue that. But essentially, what she walked away with, I don't know if she got what she was looking for. I know she was very disappointed that the brother doesn't want a relationship with her, because I really think she wasn't concerned with the stepmother to begin with. I really think her goal was to try to establish a relationship with the brother. But Deandra, it sounds like this woman had her own version of what happened, and as a result, her son probably remembers it the same way, whether it's true or not. If he's been listening to 20 years of your sister did us wrong, your father left everything to you, but she took it from you, and you know what I mean. If you really did truly offer to share it with them and split it down the middle, he probably never got that version of the story. He probably never knew that. So, yeah. I don't know if Deandra got what she wanted, but I can appreciate that Deandra handled it the way she handled it, right? Tiffany had a spa day with the girls. It was so cute. She picked them up from school. She was like, I got a surprise for you. And they were like, we're having a spa day. She was like, did your daddy tell you? They were like, mm-hmm. She said, your father cannot keep a secret. So it was cute. It was cute. But they had a cute little spa day. And she said that her mom reached out to her and wanted to spend some more time with her. And so she said, that made her feel good. That's really all she really wanted. Carrie took her girls out to eat. They went to a nice restaurant where you get to make your food. Now, I went to a restaurant similar to that in Philly. I really don't remember the name of it now, y'all. But, they give you like a little mini grill, and they give you all these different seasonings, and you can cook your own meat, and it was cute. I mean, I don't know if I want to do that much work when I go to a restaurant, but it was a cute concept, But Carrie said, listen, I never really learned how to cook, so therefore my kids don't really know how to cook, but I want them, to learn how to cook Mexican food and walk away with some sort of, with a piece of their heritage, and they just ain't gonna get that from me. So she found this restaurant where the guy walked them through making guacamole and taught them how to make carne asada, and they seasoned the meat themselves and put it on the grill, and it was a cute, again, I don't know if that was the concept of that restaurant or if she set that up specifically for them, but it was actually a cute little date. And then she talked to them again about her mom and her mom's addiction. Her daughter is going back to school, and she's a little anxious about that. She's a little apprehensive and a little anxious, but knows that she sort of has to let her go, and then they called her mom while they were there on FaceTime, and they had a nice little conversation. So, again, it's reading like we're getting to the end of the season, because everybody is sort of, tying up these storylines, all right? So that was cute. So now it's time to get ready to go to South Fork, right? So it's an 80s theme, so everybody is pulling out their best 80s outfits or looks like 80s outfits. They actually did a pretty good job. And then when they got down to South Fork, again, it was a whole, they were assigned rooms, and one room, it was 3 of them in one bed, and Tiffany was like, I know there's got to be a room here well, we don't have to all share a bed. She was like, low key, I think they set me up for some soft porn. And I thought that was hilarious. Because again, Tiffany from episode 1 would have never said that. But Tiffany at the end of the season is here for the shits and giggles, right? I thought it was cute. So they get hair and makeup, and the hair and makeup made them look straight out of an MTV music video from like circa 1984, like some girls just want to have fun type stuff. It was cute, they were drinking and they're dancing, and Carrie then stood up on the people's couch in her heels and put a dent in the couch. And of course, Brandy is pissed because it's Brandy's credit card on file, okay? Y'all know what that means. When it's your credit card on file, you got a whole different mindset about how you take care of stuff, okay? But they sort of just kind of move on. You know, she sort of reprimands them, but they sort of move on or whatever. And then they do this. It was funny because they were like, what's your best 80s move? That damn Deandra gonna lean down with a straw and imitate that she was doing some things that they was doing in the 80s. Now remember, Deandra has been very open about her 80s and 90s. You know, that she's been to rehab and things like that. So it was just funny to see her do it. That's why I say that she was the MVP. So her husband was the MVP earlier in the episode because he just had her back, honey, and she was the MVP because that was the moment. Like, that was it. That was all. Like, there was no coming behind that. There was no coming behind that. And then they're eating dinner, and like all of these characters are there with these crazy names that, like, it was this one lady who was like Ella, first name was Ella and the last name Vader. And she was like, yeah, elevator, I love going down. Like, it was cute stuff like that. But they're setting up this whole murder mystery. Like, all of the people were characters, like, you know, out of the 80s or whatever. Like, Cheyenne Alone and and they give you, you know, if you've ever done a murder mystery, you know, you get these dossiers and you get these characters, and, you know, they go through the whole scenario. So they're getting ready to go into murder mystery. Basically, they know somebody gonna die, and they're going to have to figure out the whodunit. And so it's cute. And that's kind of where the episode ended. We have to wait till till next week to see the whole conclusion. And it looks like they're going to finally sort of give Carrie a little something, something. You know, I've been waiting for it. Anyway, that's it. That's all. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in those comments. Peace.